Jacksonville Jaguars taking on Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts.
Josh Lambo set to go, and we are underway here in Jacksonville. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They're led by their 6-year quarterback out of North Dakota State, a former Pro Bowler, Carson Wentz. Throwing is Wentz. Steps away to his left. And right away, he lost the football. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field, and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Wentz. Looking deep for Hilton. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it up. And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Right back to him on 1st down. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On 2nd and 9, Lawrence flushed out right. And Diggs has it. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. If you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
He's got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. We're only in the 1st quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get...
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. James Robinson. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And that makes the score 7-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Taylor. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. And, Charles, this defense, I have to imagine, kind of licking its chops when you get a chance to face a team that's lost 3 straight.
And my surprise was listening to their head coach in his weekly presser, because normally you and I see guys that get up there and say, everybody's a threat any given Sunday, that sort of thing. But he was asked if this might be a trap game, and he essentially said he didn't see anything to worry about. Now, normally you say that to your team, but you don't tell us. You definitely don't say it to the media.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. So, Charles, we have reached the end here of a long season, Week 18, which we don't say very often, although this is not the first Week 18 that the NFL has ever seen.
Not at all. And, Brandon, some of the people might be a little bit too young to remember, but back in 1993, the league experimented with giving teams 2 open weeks for the year. And we also saw Week 18 when the league was on pause for a few weeks in 2001 following the attacks on September 11th.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wentz going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. These two teams, they met earlier in the year in Jacksonville with the Jags coming out on top. So a win here in Jacksonville would give them the season series. On 2nd and 9, Wentz, and his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He's locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Lawrence buying time to his left, and it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface. I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that
going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jared Wilson. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group is not playing.
And he cooked it up, and the Jags grab it. And running with power here. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Lambeau to add on the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football. We witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And we take some time to spotlight T.Y. Hilton now. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 7. Stephon Diggs. Touchdown, Jaguars. One of the best punt returns we'll see, 93 yards. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. That's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. On the return, it's Nyheim Hines. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now Wentz on 3rd down. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing now is Wentz. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Khalil Mack Able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. Blankenship's kick is good. And that drops the deficit from 28 to 25. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
So we hit the halftime. You sure you're ready for the third quarter? Need to use a bathroom or anything? All right, cool. Let's go. The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they've got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
On first down, it's Robinson, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. And quickly, they get to the line. From just shy of midfield, Lawrence. Caught by Jones. Here's Lawrence. Forced out to his left. It's complete to Diggs. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On third down, Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And they're going to speed things up here. Robinson will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Wentz going to try and throw on third. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. a second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone?
Touchdown! Stephon Diggs, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there. Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole that closed there quickly at the end. And Pascal's got it. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On first down, Wentz. He's got Jack Doyle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw complete here to Doyle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play that time on the catch and run.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
2nd down and goal. Wentz. They'll get this off to Taylor. Touchdown, Colts. Jonathan Taylor, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now Lawrence on first down, being chased out left. Left side caught by Diggs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. 103 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. On third down, Robinson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead will swell by one more. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Indy set to go on offense once more. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Wentz now on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw taken in by Diggs. And he is finally out of bounds, just shy of the 5, all the way down at the 6. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time, 1-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike's 47. Mike's 47. Here I come.
Wentz now to throw. He'll get that one to Taylor, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On first and 10, here's Wentz. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And now here is another interception. Picked by Jared Wilson. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. The Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Wentz now on 1st down. He'll drop this down to Taylor. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now Wentz. They'll find his man. That's Taylor again. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. Now Wentz again. This is caught by Hilton. And down to the 11. A big play there for Indy.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic. Right here, right here. Mike's 47. Mike.
Now Wentz. Over the middle, complete. That's Taylor. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. It's been a long day for you. Let's go.
Now Lawrence. Going deep for Diggs. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be taken down inside Indy's 15-yard line. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Where are they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves. themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Jacksonville, they finish off one of the best regular seasons of all time, 16-1, their final record. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, this loss will mean they finish the season on the wrong side of 500 at 8-9. And they can take solace in the fact that